The new Fusion calendar is out, guys, so now it's time for us to actually prepare for this thing. It's already out on Twitter if you guys want to be checking it out. So now is going to be a good time for us to actually plan out how this Fusion is going to go, and also don't get baited. Some people are saying Lord Entertainer is not that amazing, but I can tell you if you just started playing Raid, or if you're in the mid progression of Raid, this champion is going to be absolutely no-brainer for most of you. And you should be doing your best to actually get your hands on this bad boy. We can already see this is gonna be not an easy fusion. You are gonna have to grab yourself a bunch of the rare champions. You're also gonna have to fuse them into the epic, so it's definitely not gonna be easy, but let's hope after this video you have a much better understanding and idea of how you should be going for this event. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to download Raid through my download link so you can get your hands on some amazing champions as soon as you start. And also grab the new promo code Supreme6 to get your hands on the Void Legendary Supreme Gaelic. Now let's get into it. So here's the man himself. He's already in the game, and yeah, you are gonna have to fuse 16 level 40 rares with all the Ascensions, and you're also gonna have to level up all of these Void dudettes up to rank 5, level 50 with all the Ascensions. So that is gonna take quite a while, but it is gonna be worth it, because this bad boy is gonna be pretty amazing in the arena. You guys probably already have seen what this man does. Like, his passive is definitely nothing to scoff at, because even if you actually did dodge the True Fear, you're still gonna be getting slapped by him. And he's also very hard to control, so absolute amazing champion for the arena, especially for things like 3v3, live, heck, casual, and even siege. So you definitely need to be getting your hands on this bad boy. He is gonna be quite the powerhouse for most of you, if not all of you. Enough about that. Let's talk calendar. Here we can see they're going to be kicking things off with everybody's favorite event, the Dungeon Divers event, which is also going to be comboed off with a Dragon Tournament and Champion Training event. So all around, this is a pretty good way to actually combo these off. I really dislike it when they actually give you a Dragon Tournament and then the Dungeon Diver is on the last day of the Dragon Tournament. This way you can actually farm both the Dragon Tournament and the Dungeon Divers at the same time. And the Champion Training event is also going to be amazing. So right now you could be actually triple dipping. For me, I have access to some pretty cool champions to be doing this. Like, I could just head on down to the Dragon 20 and use only a couple of champions with a bunch of food to go alongside them. And this way I will be champion training while dungeon diving, while getting myself Dragon Tournament points, and this is going to be absolutely amazing, so we can do this a lot easier for a lot less energy. This would also give you a nice little amount of silver, so you can actually get your hands on the Gear Enhancement event, which is usually pretty easy and simple to do. If you don't have that much silver, it's usually a great idea to only be using it during these type of events. And in most cases, you don't even have to max it out. Like, usually it's around 4,000 points to get your hands on the fusion fragments, so that should be easy. And then we're moving down to Ice Golem. We can see this is going to be slightly overlapping with Dungeon Divers, so if you're actually done with Champion Training and Dragon Tournament, if you're fast enough, you might actually fit in the last few drops of Dungeon Divers with a little bit of Ice Golem Tournament. But another good idea for you would be, if you still need plenty of Dungeon Diver points, maybe just farm a little bit of Spider so you can get your hands on a bunch of extra silver, because it's no secret, Spider is the best way for you guys to be farming a bunch of silver, and it's also giving you a lot of extra Dungeon Diver points. The best place for you to be farming Spider would be either Spider 10, which is a statistical error actually. It's a funny little bug that has been going around Raid for quite a while now, but realistically, on stage 10, you are going to be getting 80% chance of getting a 5-star accessory, and only a 20% chance of getting a 4-star accessory. So this definitely gives you a very good bang for the buck. It's also a pretty nice way for you to be solo farming if you have a good champion for it. I myself have Artax, so that's pretty amazing. But obviously, stage 20 would be probably the best for most. Again, I do have a way to solo it, so again, champion training while doing Dungeon Divers is going to be pretty good for me, and also I'm going to be able to farm a bunch of silver for the Artifact Enhancement event. So after you've actually finished this little segment of Ice Golem here in the first hours of the Ice Golem, you should probably actually not be doing much of it at all, because as you see, we are going to be having another frickin' Dungeon Divers event right after, so basically you're going to have like 1 day of nothing to really be farming for a while, so it would be a good idea for you to just wait a little with your energy and start splurging on it again for the second batch of Dungeon Divers. And during this time, we're also going to be having some Summon Rush action, which is going to be giving you some of the rare champions and also apparently some of the epic fragments, which would be pretty awesome. Like if you manage to actually get yourself the epic here, that could save you a lot of extra work. Because these guys are actually not going to be fragments for the champions. They're going to be straight up the rare champion as a reward. So you're going to be getting one rare out of the Dungeon Divers, one out of the Dragon, one out of the Champ Training, one out of the Gear Enhancement, and so on and so forth. And you need a grand total of 16 rares or 12 rares and 1 epic. And if you actually get lucky enough to get your hands on a Void epic out of one of the Summon Rushes, that would be pretty awesome. And also, I do believe we are due 2x on the Void soon, or guaranteed on the Void, something along those lines. Surely we're going to be getting something spicy with the anniversary and whatnot, so be on the lookout for some of these Voids. Would be pretty awesome to get your hands on one of these. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to actually complete this fusion like that. Here we can also see Classic Arena, which is basically an autocomplete for anybody that doesn't mind doing arenas, and honestly everybody should be doing those. Like, they're not going to do it themselves, they're usually pretty easy. We can see another Champ Training tournament this time. This was an event, so no books, no Ascensions are going to be working, whereas this is a Champion Training tournament. And this is especially good for you guys because you will actually be able to start leveling these bad boys up to level 30, level 40, and ascend them for a bunch of extra points. And this is basically how you could actually be completing this tournament without having to go too far out of your way, because you are going to have to level these guys and ascend them anyway, so might as well get paid for it, you know? We can see another gear enhancement event, so again, try to be saving some of the silver you're going to be trickling down from all of these events, and this actually combos off amazingly well with the Spider Tournament, which also is going to be overlapping a little bit with the Dungeon Divers too, so this would be a nice little finish off as long as you're time sensitive about it. You should be having not such a hard time getting a little bit of a double dip action here, and this is going to be a great way to get your hands on a little bit of extra silver as well. So all around, I think so far the event is looking quite pleasant. After that, we're moving down to some Fire Night action, which again, the first day of which you should not be concentrating too much on, because after that you are going to have the third freaking Dungeon Divers event. What the hell, Raid? I thought we were friends. But here, this is comboed off with nothing, just the Fire Night, so there's that. We're gonna have another Champion Chase tournament, so I hope you guys did not break the bank on your shards too much. Another Classic Arena takedown, so that's gonna be autocomplete, and a third Gear Enhancement event, so really be careful on the silver, guys. Like a Gear Enhancement event, if you want to max it out, it usually costs around 25 mil, so all around, all of these free Gear Enhancement events should be costing around 75 million silver, but if you don't max them out, it could be more, around 40 mil, 50 at the most, if you don't go all in. But honestly, with all the Dungeon Divers, with all the dungeons we will need to be farming anyway, I think you should be having a good time farming all of that silver, and if you still have some questions about it, you might want to check out my silver detailed guide about that too. And don't forget, you are going to have a limited time to actually fuse this bad boy, so don't get baited to think you can actually save this guy for something like a CVC or another Champion Chase tournament or something like that. What you could do, however, is actually cheat out a little bit of extra points with this Champion Chase tournament, because this is going to be the time where you get to actually fuse all of these bad boys into 4 Void epics, and that is going to be free real estate for you guys. What this means is you're going to be getting your hands on 4 of these girls, and as you guys know, during a Champion Chase tournament, Void epics give a lot more extra points. Like, that's going to be 350 points a pop, so 1400 points with ease, which would be pretty awesome for you. And heck, you will even be able to actually fuse this bad boy if you're quick enough, so that's going to be a grand total of 1900 points for the Champion Chase tournament with ease. But that does imply that you actually went for the epic out of this Summon Rush, so it's not going to be super easy, but it definitely doesn't look like it's going to be that hard either. A few things to keep in mind, just so you don't get caught off guard. Don't forget you gotta fuse this thing before the time for him is over. You are gonna have 2 weeks, 2 days, and 12 hours, according to the calendar. So be careful not to find yourself brew broke. Like, you are gonna have to ascend those bad boys and girls, so check your potion mixer, see if you're stacked up on the voids, and more importantly, check if you're stacked up on the magic potions as well, because you are gonna have to ascend a lot of those. But yeah, usually for rares it's not gonna cost you all that much, so it shouldn't be that big of an issue. Like, here it is. Here's a Diabolist at rank 4. You can basically see it's only gonna be costing you 10 of the small ones for the mid ones and none of the big ones, so the rares should not be that big an issue. But definitely be on your toes for those rank 5 voids, because those might actually be a little bit pricier for you. Here's a good example how much you could be expecting them to cost. 6 of the big boys, 20 of the mid ones, and again 3 of the big whites and 15 out of the small whites. The mid whites, that is. So that would be a grand total of 24 of the big voids. Make sure to have those, unless you are itching to actually be paying to open the goddamn Void Keep for free handy gems. That would definitely not be optimal, so make sure to have yourself some of those. And as for the Arcane Keep, you can basically farm him whenever you like. Shouldn't be too hard for you. So yeah guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope this helps you get a good picture of how you should be going about this fusion event. Do let me know in the comments if I missed something. Do let me know if you think I should have included something else as information. This is the first time I'm doing this. I am just a brand new YouTube Raid Shadow Legends content creator for a little over a month, so I would really appreciate it if you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel and give me tips, like tell me what you actually want to be seeing more on the channel, what you want to be seeing less, that kind of stuff. But yeah, don't forget you can download the game from my download link if you still haven't tried Raid, and that way you're gonna start the game the right way. Thanks for watching, I'm Chris05, and I'll see you in my next video or stream.